Here's a quick, easy exercise to improve your intonation. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a scale on utilizing just the first string, and while we're playing that scale, we're going to use a drone note or another note to compare our notes to. In this case, I'm going to do the G major scale, and I'm just going to play it on the first string, so I'll go ahead and show you that right now. The tonic of the G major scale on the 5th string, it starts at the 5th fret. That is our G. That is our root note or tonic note. Go up to that 7th fret and you're at the A note, which is the 2nd degree of the scale. 9th fret is the 3rd of the scale. That would be the B note. 10th fret would be the 4th of the scale, which is a C. 12th fret is the 5th of the scale, which is a D. Up to that 14th, you're going to be at the 6th of the scale, which is the E. Go up to the 16th fret, you're at the F sharp, which is the 7th. Then at the 17th fret, you're at the G again, which is the tonic. So you kind of want to just kind of get used to seeing that on the fretboard. Also below the scale, if we started on the tonic at the 5th fret again, you go backwards. You're at that 7th of the scale, the F sharp at the 4th fret. Then you're at the 6th, the E note at the 2nd fret. And then the first string open is D, which is the 5th of the scale. Right, so one good way to kind of practice that scale, even the scale by itself, because it's kind of tricky, just to play that scale up the neck and be in tune. So one way you can kind of do that is make sure you're in tune, but a good note that you can hit is the 6th string open, which is our G, or you can also hit that 3rd string open, which is a G also. And that is obviously the tonic of the scale. So you can kind of practice your scale by hitting, like that 3rd string open along with your notes of the scale. So you can let that 3rd string ring out and get a couple notes. You want to keep your left hand really relaxed. And a little vibrato on the notes. Can kind of help get you in tune. If you're a little bit flat or sharp, you'll be able to hear it when you're playing it against another note. So one exercise after you get the scale down is going to be, you can play every other note or in thirds. So I'll start on my G note, but then I'm going to jump up to that B note, which is kind of a big jump on this instrument. Right, and you can choose to pick those notes, or to make it even more of a challenge, because you want to get good at slides, is you can slide up to that note. And at first, you might be a little short on that slide and it's going to sound flat. Or you might go too far on that slide and it'll be sharp. So you want to try to get that nice in tune note. Sometimes hitting that 6th string, you'll really kind of get the more of that drone note you can lean on. Right, so this exercise is basically you're going to skip a note, then you're going to go back. So I'm going from the first note to that third note. I'm going to go to the second note to the fourth note, third note to the fifth note, and so on. Then you can also go backwards, which was a little trickier. The reason that's tricky is because as you're going backwards, you can't really see the fretboard that well. Your hand's in the way. So you really got to rely on your ear. Alright, so in this next exercise, it's going to be a sequence of 3 notes of this, utilizing the scale. It's probably something you've done on other instruments. If you haven't, it'll be something that maybe you recognize. If you don't recognize it, it's an easy pattern to kind of get ingrained into your head. Basically, the pattern is just going up the scale 3 notes. And then going back to the note you started at. So I'm going first note, third note, first note, second note, third note, back to that first note. Then I'm going to move to the second note of the scale and play up 3 notes. Then back to that second note, up to the third note, fourth note, utilizing our drone note. And then I'm also, after each phrase, at first you can kind of put a little rest between each phrase. And also what I'm doing, I kind of fall into the pattern of picking that first note, sliding the next 2 notes, and then when I get back to that original note again, I pick. And I'm also picking that drone note again too. Then I go to the second note. Get it in tune. You know, I'm kind of doing each pattern twice just to get a feel for it. So then eventually with the exercise, you want to eliminate that rest and just make it one continuous pattern. Yeah, so with this lesson, you know, that was just the G major. I'm going to throw in the G minor scale that you can kind of goof around with that. That's got some cool sounds. And then also I'm going to throw in like a G minor pentatonic. And then we'll do, let's see here, G major pentatonic as well. So you can kind of take the same scale sequences that I did with the G major scale, and you can try to apply them to those other scales as well. So another thing you can do on top of this, if you don't want to play scales as much, think in terms of melody. Pick a simple song. Pick Happy Birthday. Can you play Happy Birthday on that first string, you know, kind of on the spot? It'll kind of, seems like it should be simple, but it's not always that simple. It'll kind of reveal how connected you are melody-wise with the instrument. You know, if we're just starting out, a lot of the times we're very pattern-based, you know, memorizing a song by the frets or the patterns and not thinking as much of the melody, right? So yeah, taking a song, restricting or limiting yourself to that first string and be like, all right, I got to figure out Happy Birthday on the first string. You know, get the first phrase. Does the melody go up or does it go down? I'll let you finish it. I don't want to put it all on the video because then we'll be tempted to watch it visually. And then we won't be using our ear, which is the point of the exercise. So if you already know Happy Birthday, pick a different song. Amazing Grace on one string is a good exercise. Any common song or any melody will work.